You know, when you have an idea, when you want to build something and you think about how awesome it's going to be, only for it to turn out as a failure. Well, here's how not to build a DIY smart screen. So I started out with using a picture frame. I figured this will save me time rather than create my own from wood. First things first, I had to measure out the monitor or screen, make sure that it fits in the middle of the picture frame. As my great granddaddy used to say, you gotta measure twice and cut once, cause one cut is all you need. Bun cutting. Right. So as I mentioned before, a lot of things went wrong with this project, and the original glass I was using, broke. The original glass broke, so I had to get a new one cut. But for some reason, you have to tell the people that you give measurements of glass to cut straight, and because they didn't do that, the glass did not fit in the original frame. But when there's a will, there's a way. So I decided to use plexiglass. I figured that it's a form of plastic, it'll be a lot easier to use, and it'll be a lot harder to break. Now, again, as my granddad used to say, once you measure twice, do the single cut, because one cut can obliterate the world. However, I had not realized how difficult it was to work with plexiglass and try to cut it with a handsaw. Apparently, that was something that was not mentioned and I had not learned, so we had to struggle. So I abandoned the plexiglass because I couldn't use my electric saw, as my neighbors would complain, and got this easy flip frame. Convenient. Stylish, simple, easy to use. You just pop those open and you can push everything inside out. For the glass, I decided to use this frosted flimsy screen. It's already frosted, so it's already adhering to my needs. Got to make sure that the surface was clean, free of dust and fingerprints. And I decided to use this the see-through mirror film. You get to see through one side and it's reflective on the other. Now you may be asking yourself, Slopes, why didn't you just buy a one-way or two-way mirror? Because people keep getting them confused. I'll tell you why. Because Amazon thinks that we're a bunch of bitches. There's no way I'm paying for something that has the exact same pricing and shipping as the actual product itself. Yeah, that's just stupid. It's ridiculous. Although it would have made this project a whole lot easier, I wouldn't have had to go through this whole process of cutting the film to make sure that it fit the other foam. But we worked with what we got. Now I just had to peel the one side of the film to make sure it can stick onto the frosted surface very slowly. Just slide. Little wax on, wax off, as Mr. Miyagi would say. I had to layer the frosted foam very slowly and carefully onto the mirror foam, just to make sure there were no air bubbles. As we all know, air bubbles in the bloodstream will kill you. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you make a one-way fake mirror at a fraction of the cost. Amazon, yeah, you bunch of bitches. Anyway, now I had to clean the monitor. And to use the monitor, I got this driver board. You can literally get a driver board for almost any monitor screen. I got this one on eBay. You just need the model number. Plug that in. Kind of like a USB where you have to flip it over 2 times to make sure that it goes in the right direction. Made sure it worked by connecting it to the PlayStation. Yes, still the PlayStation 4 because reasons. And then finally I could start layering on the screen. I was going to use this little white foam board to secure the screen onto the board. To give it a more glossy and inherent look to the monitor, I covered the white foam in this black see-through clear screen film. As my daddy used to say, one small slice for man, one big slice for mankind. Once that was done, I just easily fit on top of the monitor screen, made sure there were no dust or fingerprints, and put on the fake mirror glass. Boom bap, beep 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 boop, easy peasy lemon squeezy. As Dumbledore would say, the mirror shows your deepest desire, Harry. Now for the smart mirror portion of this mirror project, I was using a Raspberry Pi 4 with this 5-volt external battery. Plugged that in, did a quick test to make sure that everything was working as expected. And it was around this time where I started to lose interest in this project. Anybody with ADD would know that once the project's run its course, you just start losing interest. But I persevered and had to finish it. To control Raspberry Pi, I plugged in a mini keyboard just to control it and install the software. Magic Mirror Software 2 is a very interesting open source project. It's got a lot of interesting modules you can use to make this project your own. Did another system check to make sure that everything was working as expected. And finally just drilled some holes on the back of the board just to put all the electrical components. And bada bing bada boom, your very own DIY smart screen. I am probably going to disassemble this and use it for parts for other projects. I didn't feel like messing around with the modules to make it more of a kind of a Friday / Jarvis system, which you can do. So if you are interested in this, look at the different modules you can use for the Magic Mirror 2. But yeah, we did it. It's done. Thank the heavens. And that is how not to build a DIY smart screen.